Hi friends, hope you're whelmed. My name's Jess, and I'm a little late to the Strange Horticulture bus, but the good thing about genuinely stellar games that are worth the hype is that they're always waiting for new players to find them, like an ancient book of powerful cards tucked away in your father's study. This game is so good. Truthfully, I wasn't sure if it would be my thing. I like puzzle games, but I'm not particularly good at them, and generally, if a point and click isn't part of the Detective Grimoire franchise, I can be a little underwhelmed, unfairly expecting it to live up to something that intrinsically it just isn't. But a few weeks ago, Strange Horticulture was on sale on Steam, so I tried it. And I'm so glad I did, because as it turns out, it shares a few things in common with the Detective Grimoire games. Namely that it's the brainchild of two brothers working together to stump the rest of the populace, the puzzles actually made me stop to think, and the supernatural overtones were perfectly placed to create intrigue, tension, and a looming sense of dread that was strangely thrilling. Also, on a related note, if I had a nickel for every time a plant-focused game became a favorite of the year, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. But if you're not sold on Strange Horticulture just yet, let me give you 5 reasons why it's probably for you. Also keep in mind that it's available on PC, Switch, and Xbox, so there are plenty of ways to enjoy. Oh, and I tried to stick with early game footage because I wanted to avoid spoilers. Cool? Cool. Reason number 1. It has a demo. With the absolute glut of fantastic indie games rushing for your wallet, I get why adding another game to your wishlist can feel a little self-defeating. But Strange Horticulture offers a demo on Steam, so if you're worried I'm going to steer you wrong on this one, check it out and see if this eerie occult adventure is for you. Also, you don't need a beastly rig to run this. I tested it out on my old potato laptop and it plays like a dream. If you want to check it out, I linked the demo in the description. Reason number 2, atmosphere is everything. From the moment the game starts, you'll be pulled into the dreary town of Undermere, and the isolated flower shop that stands apart from the haphazard fray, offering its oddball customers an array of supernatural plants that can hurt, heal, or unleash the screams of the dead. You won't know which plants do what, or even what your backstory is. All you'll know at first is that you're the faceless proprietor of an inherited plant shop. Your black cat, Hellebore, is a constant companion who loves good scritches, and your customers aren't looking for the usual bouquet of roses. Before you know it, you'll be rooted to the spot as you flip through your field guide, tag plants once you've identified them, or not. If chaos calls to you, that's fair. Teach me your ways. And scour your map for new, thrilling additions to your store's stock. Not to mention the local grisly murders centered around a witch coven, the horrifying psychic visions, the shadowy secret society, and also this guy, who's literally the worst. Pretty sure there's a way you can politely escort him off this mortal coil, but I was too chicken to try that on my first run-through. If you're somebody who likes to not just play games, but become enshrouded by them, Strange Horticulture is a great choice. Reason number 3. The puzzles are actually challenging. Now, this is personal opinion because, like I said, I'm a fan of puzzle games, but not particularly skilled at them. Which sucks, because some of the most worthy stories are attached to brain teasers that leave me feeling like my noodle has been deep fried and covered in chocolate, like a fancy but questionable dessert. Calling it now, until The Mermaid's Mask releases, if it releases this year, Strange Horticulture will be the most difficult game I played this year, and honestly, it was great. Some of the challenges left me utterly bamboozled, especially on days 4 and 8. I had to look up a tutorial for day 8, and I'm pretty sure I lost one of the clues to help me progress. I either stuffed it in a drawer or it got shuffled underneath something else, but anyway, I couldn't find it, which was kind of good because it made me keep my space tidy for the rest of the playthrough. Now I can stop pretending I'm going to watch that Marie Kondo show on Netflix, since I'm pretty sure the takeaway is the same. Reason number 4. If you like games where you're part of the story but not necessarily the focal point, Strange Horticulture is right up your street. You make the decisions and wield a tremendous amount of influence, but ultimately, even when pushed to your breaking point, you're uncovering the true narrative as you play, but this isn't your story. You're an instrumental part of it, but not the centerpiece. I think the way this was done speaks of such talent and care, and I can't wait for Bad Viking's next game. Reason number 5, replayability. Naturally, the last reason I think you should play this boils down to just how replayable it is. You guys know how much I love a game with multiple alternate endings. Strange Horticulture has 8 different endings, tucked into 4 different paths. I'm about to get into spoiler territory, so I'll put text up on the screen until I'm done. I got the second ending, Elder Finium, and I was pretty happy with it, even though it was more grimly final than happily ever after. I joined the secret society because I thought it would be like joining Uzma Kappa, except creepier. But it was not okay at all. I didn't even get a hooded robe, the cult-like leader just showed up to order me around, and I noped out before I could really wade into the secret society's waters and do a lot of damage. I really appreciate the effort it takes to shape a narrative like this, but next time, I'll definitely be relying on the internet as an on-the-go field guide to try and get a different ending. Now I want to know, have you played Strange Horticulture? Will you be picking up the next game, Strange Antiquities? Or was Strange Horticulture's weirdness just a little too out there for your personal taste? Let me know what game you've been enjoying lately. I'd love to try it. If you made it this far, thanks so much. I hope the next game you play is an instant favorite, and I'll see you next time.